let me tell you a little story on love, people. A historic story, since we've spoken a bit about history, spoken a bit about, and then Muhammad Ali here has brought up the topic of love. Those of you who know the caliph, see, this is what love can do to you, people. This, you need to take heed, you know. You need to tread carefully. So there was an Ummayyad caliph by the name of Yazid II. Not Yazid so the famous Yazid, or the infamous Yazid, is the son of Muawiyah radiallahu an. But much after him, those of you that have heard of the caliph Umar ibn Abdul Aziz, the great caliph, so he reigns for about 2 years. Now, when he's given the caliphate, he's given the caliphate, it is a double allegiance. So Sulaiman ibn Abdul Malik is the caliph before him, who gives it to him. But he gives it to him with the condition that after him, it will go to his other brother. So Sulaiman's other brother, Yazid. Okay, so, and this Yazid is known as Yazid II, because you've got the first Yazid. So Yazid only rules for a few years, about 4 years approximately, and then dies. But he dies the death of a lover in torment. Oof! So let me tell you what happened to Yazid II. Yazid, when he wasn't the caliph, he came across a slave girl, a fine maiden, as you do in your royal pursuits. So he came across this girl called Habaabah. Some people say it's Habaabah, but I think the actual thing was Habaabah. Now, he came across Habaabah and he was infatuated. Allah, as beauty, you know, as it cruelly does to the feeble hearts of men. So Yazid became infatuated with this slave girl. So he gets her, he gets her. He obtains her. She comes to his place, but he's just one of the princes at that point. So the caliph at the time was his elder brother Sulaiman, and Sulaiman was a bit of a bit religious and a bit kind of like strict. So you get, now and then you'll get a strict ruler. So prior to him, Walid, I think, wasn't really on it like that. I think it was even involved in some interesting affairs, but Sulaiman was quite strict. And he doesn't rule that long, but he saw that Yazid was getting distracted by beauty. So he got this girl and he got rid of her. I mean, didn't harm her, he just set her free and said, off you go. Get out of here. And he told Yazid off that you can't kind of cut off with, this one, too distracting, you know. So Yazid II, anyway, he gets on with life. Now, as events turn out, as time unfolds, he becomes the caliph after Umar ibn Abdul Aziz. And things are going smooth. And he's got his palaces and he's got life and he's just chilling. Woof! Life, living life. He's like, I'm the caliph. He's rocking it. So one day he's asked by somebody, and some stories say it was actually his wife, one of his wives, that asked him that, you have everything in this world. Is there anything? Is there any desire unfulfilled in your heart? God, if only women still ask these questions today. Say, funny you should ask that. I actually wrote a book. It's only 20 volumes long. So she says that, is there any desire that is still unfulfilled? Because you've got it all. Palace, this, that, kingdom. And he says, Habaabah. Allah, 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 Allah. فَمَا الْحُبُّ إِلَّا لِلْحَبِيبِ الْأَوَّلِ. Ishkamina, Ishkamina. This is the, you see, so he says, Habaabah. So she realizes, okay, and out of sacrificial love, she gets hold, tracks down Habaabah and brings her. Surprisingly, women, obviously, that would not happen in a 21st century scenario. The 21st century version of that story would have been that, and he was found dead in his bed in the morning. It appeared that he'd slit his own throat. Duh. Right, so this, yes, so this wife of his brings him Habaabah. So she says to him at one point, she says, well, she asks him again after a while. She says, you know, I asked you before, is there any desire that you still have? And he says, oh, you asked me this previously and I told you, Habaabah. And she says, aha. And from behind the veil emerges the epitome of sublime beauty in the person of Habaabah. So Habaabah is there. So Yazid II he's floating. He's in cloud 9. He's off. He's living it. He can't believe it. Oh my God, he's over the moon. This guy's like, there's all that Bollywood background music has come on. Tujhe dekha. So this guy is having, so he's now in a living paradise. He's with Habaabah, he's having the time of his life, he's spending time with her. And then he decides, you know, he's got a palace, like a seclusion palace, where they go off for like, you know, like holidays, brief holidays and things. So he says, I'm going to take Habaabah with me to the palace and we're just going to chill there. We're going to have the time of our life. We're not to be disturbed. Not to be disturbed, people. Do not disturb. Do not disturb. So whilst he's chilling with Habaabah in this palace, having the time of his life, it says that he contemplated, that somebody said, that can there ever be a day in a person's life which is total bliss? Can that even happen? And it is said that Yazid II pondered over that and thought, duh, this is total bliss in the arms of Habaabah. Habaabah ji. So they're chilling and they're eating all these kind of exotic fruits, and they have pomegranates and things like this. Whilst they're doing that, she chokes on a seed. Not a metaphor here. you haramis. On a pomegranate seed. See, this is the kind of crowd I get. You filthy-minded people. She chokes on a pomegranate seed. I'm not exactly sure. They say it kind of tears her, but I don't think you could tear an actual, could you? Or so, unless it blocked the trachea or something, I don't know. But she actually chokes and dies. She dies, people. These games not nice, you know. This one tragedy. So she actually dies, and Yazid II is so shocked, dismayed, in disbelief, that he refuses for anybody to remove her body. So her body is in the royal chambers, and they say he would just embrace her, hug her, kiss her after her death for days on end, weeks, until the body began to decompose and it had an obscene odor to it and smell, that the other people said to him, you need to get a grip of yourself and you need to let us bury the body. And they say they buried it, and he went and dug it up again and embraced it and hugged it, and he just would. This guy was broken. And it was only a matter of maybe 2 weeks after that maybe 3, 4 at most. And within days, Yazid II died out of loneliness. That is a tragedy, people. This is what love can do. So beware, people, beware. For many, an example has passed before you in history. Ishq kamina, ishq kamina. Tragic. Oof. Very, 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 very tragic. But I suppose the connection people have sometimes, it can be that powerful. But this was a king, a ruler, a dynast, who was not only brought to his knees, but he himself died because he lost Habaabah, who he was deeply in love with. وَإِنَّ فِي ذَلِكَ لَعِبْرَةً. Allah. And as it said, وَمِنَ الْحُبِّ مَا قَتَلْ. Allah, 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 Allah. As it said in Arabic, that there's, and from love is that which kills. Oof, 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 oof. All right, people, let's refocus. Let's bring ourselves back. Right, so it's getting late. Let's take a look at, he died from heartbreak. He did. Tragic. I thought I'd share that interesting story with you. So that's Yazid II, the son of Abdul Malik, who ruled, I think, from 101 Hijri to about 105 or something. Right, so somebody said, wasn't that who slaughtered Imam Hussein? No, that's Yazid I. This is Yazid II. There is then a Yazid III as well, who comes afterwards. Right, so